So many struggling small businesses have reached out to my office frustrated that they cannot get quick access to the Ontario Business Support Grant. They've done their part to contain COVID, and now they're asking the government to step up and help. Frustration turned to anger yesterday when they learned the government is pulling out all the stops to build an Amazon warehouse on environmentally protected land. And now they're wondering, Speaker, small businesses are wondering why the Premier is pulling out all the stops for Amazon, but they are having to wait days, weeks, and months for the help they were promised. So will the Premier commit today to speed up approvals so that small businesses get the financial support they need to survive?
The Parliamentary Assistant and Member for Willowdale.
Thank you very much, Speaker. And thank you to the member opposite for raising the important issue of supporting small businesses. I know in our budget consultations last year with that member, we heard from small businesses directly about $1.3 billion. That's a figure as of yesterday morning. Almost $1.3 billion has reached the hands of those small businesses, Speaker. That is providing real relief to weather the storm, and the average waiting time for those application processes to have money in hand is 12 days, Speaker. Now, of course, there are the cases where there are some mistakes made on applications or perhaps a more complex file. I offer to the member opposite, if you have a particular business that is unable to access those funds, to contact my office. I'd like to work with you to see what the issues are. But the reality is, Speaker, this money is getting to the small businesses. We know the job is not done, and I look forward to tabling the budget in 13 days.
Supplementary question.
Speaker, over and over again, I've raised this issue. I think I've heard members of other parties raise this issue. I've written the minister. I've spoken directly to the minister on this issue. There are many small businesses that are still waiting months after this program was announced to access the money they need just to survive. And so imagine how they felt yesterday when many of them are struggling to compete against Amazon, that literally the government is ripping up all of our planning rules and environmental protections for an Amazon warehouse, and these businesses are just saying, like, get us some help. Like, we closed down to stop the pandemic, and we just need some help. So I'm asking the member opposite to please provide them with some assurances and some guarantees that these applications are going to be approved in a speedy manner so businesses get the money they need.
Member for Willowdale.
Thank you, Speaker, and thank you again to the member. And as I said in my first answer, $1.3 billion has flowed to these businesses in the form of a grant up to $20,000. Average waiting time, 12 days. And if there are cases that require further investigation, please feel free to contact my office. But, Speaker, that's not all. We've also introduced a series of permanent measures, whether that was up to 30% property tax reduction, an elimination of the EHT, a tax on jobs for the smallest of small businesses, a PPE grant of $60 million, the Digital Main Street program to help businesses retool to the new reality that is COVID-19, the Ontario Together Fund. Speaker, it's a long list, and I hope the members opposite, across the benches, despite their political beliefs, will vote for these additional support measures because their voting record to date, Speaker, has shown that they oppose those small business supports, and I'm hoping that will change when we table our budget in 13 days. Thank you.